It's Patrick Hutzel from Intensive Care at Home, where we provide tailor-made solutions for long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies by improving their quality of life, and where we also provide tailor-made solutions to hospitals and intensive care units to save money and resources whilst providing quality care. In the last blog, I shared 5 ways to reduce the average length of stay in intensive care for long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies. You can check out last week's blog by clicking on the link below this video. In this week's blog, I want to share how to make intensive care more patient and family friendly. Intensive care can be a great place if you are a patient and you don't have to stay too long in the environment. With intensive care units, as well as doctors and nurses working in it, getting better and better at saving lives, it inevitably increases the number of people needing stay in ICU for prolonged periods, often facing a long-term stay in intensive care on a ventilator with a tracheostomy. This comes at a high cost for patients and their families, as well as intensive care units and the funding bodies attached to it. And as you would know, the cost is not only financial and the cost of other physical resources. There is often an enormous emotional cost attached to it when it comes to providing care and treatment to long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies. It's therefore in the best interest for all stakeholders in intensive care to make care and treatment for long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies more patient and family friendly. When it comes to long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies, there simply is no quality of life and or quality of end of life in intensive care. Not to the extent it can be provided in a home care environment anyway. The bottom line here is that if intensive home care is being provided by specialized and accredited services like Intensive Care at Home, everybody is a winner. Patients, their families, intensive care units, as well as their respective funding bodies, everybody is winning by looking at options outside of intensive care to make care more patient and family friendly. It works and has worked for nearly 20 years in other first world countries, and it works here in Australia too, as Intensive Care at Home has proven. So, what are your thoughts? How do you think care and treatment for long-term ventilated adults and children with tracheostomies can be made more patient and family friendly? Leave your comments on the blog below this video. For more information on how we can help your long-term ventilated patients with tracheostomies, you can contact me on 041 094 2230 or email patrick@intensivecareathome.com.au. That's Patrick, just with a K at the end, no C. Also, visit us at the Advanced Care Planning National Conference next week on the 16th and 17th of November 2016 at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre, where we are a sponsor of the conference. We are also currently hiring enthusiastic and experienced intensive care nurses with critical care certificate for clients in Melbourne. We would also like to hear from you if you have a minimum of 2 years pediatric ICU experience, as we have opportunities there as well. For more information, check out our career section. Also contact me if you want to know more about how we can help you, your intensive care unit and your patients and families. We are also a TAC and DVA approved community service provider. Thank you for tuning into this week's blog. This is Patrick Hutzel from Intensive Care at Home, and I see you again next week in another update.